If you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And please don't forget to support the official release. There are two options for dealing with monster girls, and only two options. Okay, three if you count one of the outcomes of option A. Option A is you start lovemaking, and you teach the monster how not to kidnap people and that they can simply ask what they need and get help from humans. And then there's option A1 where you fall in love and you spend the rest of your life with them, but, that's a different story altogether. And then there's option B. You deal with it with swords with magic. And it just so happens that our next target, the giant ant, always falls into their option B, because once you fall in love with it, or you happen to make love with it, by next week you will be kicked out of town for starting a giant ant infestation. Like someone in this godforsaken town. So bear with me, and let's go over the giant ant and how to deal with them. Giant ants are an arthropod-type monster girl, and they belong to the family of ants. Their habitats are caves and burrows, just as those found in their plains and forests. Their natures are diligent. Their diets consist of animal corpses, grains, etc. Giant ants are arthropodal monsters that dig tunnels under plains or in caves to create a massive colony centered around a queen. Their small bodies belie their impressive strength. They can easily pick up objects larger than themselves and dig steadily and tirelessly through hard rock. Excepting the queen, all giant ants are workers and serve such roles as guarding the colony, procuring sustenance, and digging new tunnels. During the day, most workers scour the surface for food. As they travel over ground, they leave behind a trail of special pheromones. Other giant ants follow them by this trail, which allows them to move in perfect files. Even if an ant deviates slightly to look for food, she can readily rejoin the ranks. This is not, however, the only function these pheromones serve, as they also attract human men. Men who inhale the ant's potent traces join the file in a daze and disappear into the colony and later into the arthropod's beds. Giant ants are highly industrious. They begin work as soon as the sun rises and remain industrious as long as the sun is out. Their libidos rise in proportion to their fatigue. Therefore, when the sun sets and a giant ant returns to her bed, she immediately attacks the man she has brought there and copulates with him. It is nigh impossible for any man to resist, as a giant ant's sweat contains a sex pheromone, so that when they sweat heavily during the day, both ants and their men are aroused and drenched in a thick female scent that incites overwhelming lust. Giant ants ordinarily have no reproductive capacity. In rare instances, though, individuals who have been very sexually active may become pregnant. When this occurs, the individual leaves the colony with her favorite man and begins a new colony as its queen. Upon becoming a queen, an ant's libido becomes especially strong in order to produce a large number of offspring to populate her newfound colony. The man's job as her husband is to plant these children within her, and he is thus expected to copulate with her again and again. A queen ant becomes far more heated than an ordinary ant in the course of copulation. This causes her to secrete a large quantity of sweat. It fills her chamber with pheromones that continue to stimulate both her and her man, allowing them to copulate throughout the day. So you see now why we don't want giant ant colonies to prosper? Once one forms, hundreds of men disappear over the night, and then you have 100 more colonies to deal with. It's a problem, I tell ya. Except that ant over there, I don't think that's an ant. You stay right here. I'm gonna put up my charm.